Hey, sports fans. This is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes. I just wanted to jump on real quick before the night is over and talk about the NFL. Of course, week two of preseason will be on tomorrow. You got Philadelphia and New England tomorrow. But man, I'm just curious how the whole preseason has changed since I first started watching NFL football. Remember back, it's a while, it's been a while. I'm 55, so it's been a while since I've been watching football since I was about 5, 6 years old. So anyway, back then, they had four preseason games. And the first game, your starters really didn't play that much. They let all of their rookies and all those guys play, most of the game. And then the second game, you might see your starters a little bit. And then the third game, you see your starters a little bit more. And but by the fourth game, they would play almost three quarters, right? And we wanted them to play all the games because we were so excited that football was back, right? But now it's totally changed, right? Your starters will come out and they play a little bit in the first game, right? And then they'll play the majority of the second game, about two and a half, three quarters, and play very little in the third game, which is the last game of the preseason. Because now there's only three games in the preseason because they added an extra game to the regular season, right? So they'll go out there in that third game and maybe play a series like they did in the first game. And sometimes in the first game, their starters don't play at all. Many of their starters don't play at all. I mean, that's wild that how the game has changed. But when you really look at it, the players now are bigger, faster, stronger. The only thing that they aren't nowadays is meaner. Now we all know that old school football was mean. I mean, mean. But now these guys are so much bigger. They're so much faster. They're so much stronger that it's almost inevitable somebody's going to get hurt because these guys are just so big, so fast, and so strong. That's why we see so many injuries in the game of football now because these guys are just huge, large humans, right? So, it's just funny how the game has changed and you went from 16 games to 17 games because I'm thinking it's because of the owners because I know the players didn't want to play no more games than the 16 that they were playing. If they could have it their way, they would only play 14 or maybe 12. But anyway, they had a 17 game season. Players were not in favor of that, but of course with that comes more money too, right? So they get an extra paycheck. So I know they liking that part of it anyway. But the chances of you getting hurt has gone up dramatically in the game of football. That it's almost like, man, do I even want my child to even play football? Because it's such a dangerous sport that I really don't understand how you got basketball players who get fully guaranteed contracts. You get baseball players that get fully guaranteed contracts. And then you get hockey players that get fully guaranteed contracts. But I can see why hockey players get fully guaranteed contracts because they do some hitting and they do some fighting out there. Most of them guys they got a teeth or two knocked out in the front of their mouth. But anyway, why isn't the owners or the players association getting or giving NFL players guaranteed contracts? Now they're starting to move towards that because of what the other sports are doing, but they should have been doing that. Because what's the lifespan of a football player in the NFL? 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? I mean, not many of them make it to 6 years to get that pension. I mean, that's nuts that you're not guaranteeing contracts in the NFL, which I hope soon they start doing that because they're definitely worth it. I don't think there's any sport that draw that many fans into a stadium. I mean, most football stadiums in the NFL are 60, 70,000 fans, right? And you know the college game is ridiculous. They 100, 105, 106. I think Michigan can hold the most fans, in their stadium. Which I mean, that's why it's called the Big House. But anyway, they should have guaranteed contracts. So my Tennessee Titans are going to play this Saturday. This is Saturday, and I think they're playing. Who are they playing? They're playing the Bears. I'm not sure who they're playing. Anyway, I'm anxious to see if they're going to let Will Levis play at least um, 2 quarters, 2.5 quarters, and I want to see how well he's gelling with those two dynamic receivers that he has. And I really want to see if our offensive line has gotten any better from last year. We were banged up a lot, but that's really no excuse in the NFL because when you're in the NFL, you should be able to go out there and block somebody. And they didn't block so well last year. I mean, you'll see how Derrick Henry didn't have one of those spectacular seasons because that offensive line was just atrocious. But anyway, I hope they have a running game because Tennessee, old, the new Houston Oilers, or old Houston Oilers, they are known for being able to run the football. Now, I mean, if you go and took a look at all the great running backs that have ever played, either for the Houston Oilers or the Tennessee Titans, I don't think there's another NFL team that has had as great a running back group as the Houston Oilers, Tennessee Titans. Now, I mean, I argue that with anybody, and I'm quite sure some of y'all out there listening are gonna say, "Man, you crazy? No, that man, my team had way better running backs." I don't think so, because when I said Earl Campbell, most people got to stop talking right there. And then when I say Eddie George, then they're really getting super quiet. Then when I say CJ2K, then they getting even quieter. And then when I say Derrick Henry, them the only four names I got dropped. And then people are like, man, maybe you got a point that y'all probably do got some of the greatest running backs to ever play in the NFL game. And I ain't even mentioned Lorenzo White and what he did while he was there. You know, we had Mike Rozier for a little bit of time too. So I'm just saying, Titans hands down probably got the best running backs to ever play the game, in my opinion. But anyway, I just wanted to get on and talk a little bit of NFL. I'm excited that it's coming, and we're almost to the regular season. We'll get one weekend of college football, and then we'll get a weekend of college football and NFL football. And for those of us who are football fans, man, this is the greatest time of the year. Greatest time of the year. And if I was still a beer drinker, which I'm glad I am not, I would probably be consuming 2 to 3 cases of beer every weekend during football season. But man, I am so glad I do not drink beer anymore. Believe me, I am ecstatic about that. Now, anyway, so I'm excited about football. It's been boring, but the Olympics was good. The Olympics was really, really good. That was a good 2 weeks of entertainment, and I really enjoyed it. And it got us closer to football season. So I wish the Olympics was every year. No, not really. I like it every 4 years. But anyway, I just wanted to get on real quick and say what I had to say about the NFL. Remember, please subscribe. Share our videos with your friends and family. Ask them to subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing to subscribe. There is no money exchange when you subscribe, none whatsoever. You just hit the subscribe button. And guess what? At that point, you're a subscriber. And that's what we want and that's what we like. And we appreciate you for that. Today, we got 19 new subscribers. We went from 127, which we were stuck on 127 for 2 days. But today, we got up to 146 subscribers. Now we are 54 subscribers away from 200, which is our goal before midnight Saturday. We want to get to 200 subscribers. So please subscribe, hit the like button, share the videos, and let your friends and family know, hey, go support WTP Sports News. They got some pretty decent content over there. And I really appreciate you. And I want to thank all of our sponsors who have been sponsoring our videos, St. Stephen's Community House, KT Eats, um, and social nutrition, and also the Chief, sportswear and apparel. So we thank you so very much for sponsoring us and for helping us with our channel. Peace.